guys, it's Rachel from The Luring Lamb, and today I have my collective book haul. They're all in the box here. It's a pretty big box. They didn't all come in this box, but I've just been putting all the books I've been collecting in this box. So basically, I waited so long to haul this because I ordered some books the day after Christmas, and one of them took 5 weeks to get here. Then I have a few books I picked up through the months because I was in Chapters twice because I've been going to the movie theaters a lot, and Chapters is right beside it. And I ordered one book off Amazon. So I have quite a few books here. I've read quite a few of them, but I've been keeping them in this box. I'm trying really not to touch them because I like to haul them first. So let's get into the haul. The first book, I'm actually going to, I think, take a few out of this box and then put this on the ground because it's getting a little crazy up here. So the first book I picked up was Hunger by Roxane Gay. And this book is basically, I didn't really have that much interest in reading this book. I didn't really know much about it, but then I was watching Rincey from Rincey Reads, that's her channel, and she did a book review of this book, and I watched it, and I find a lot of my books, like a lot of the more general fiction or memoir, nonfiction type books, I get a lot from her channel. I really like her channel. And she was talking about this, and basically it's Roxane Gay's relationship with food and eating, and it's not very interesting. It's nonfiction. And I just want to read it. I think it'll be very interesting. I don't know what I found with it because I haven't read it yet, but I think it'll be really interesting. The next book I picked up was Swing Low, A Life by Miriam Toews. I think that's how you say her last name. And basically I just read not last month, but in December I read Irma Voth, and I've never read one of her books before, and I wanted to read another one. And this is basically her story, her writing her father's story of his life. So basically it's about her father and how he lived and kind of recalling what happened. So in Swing Low, his daughter Miriam recounts Mel's life as she imagines he would have told it right up to the day he took his final walk. A grateful, written, and compassionate recounting of a man's battle with depression in a small Mennonite community. Swing Low is a moving meditation on illness, family, faith, and love. And it's another nonfiction type book that I really wanted to get to. And I really want to read more. And I really love these editions of her books. These are the new editions that are coming out, and I really want to collect all of them as I read them because they're so pretty. Then I have My Lovely Wife in the Psych Ward by Mark Lukash. Not 100% sure how to say his name, but basically this is another one that is basically a nonfiction book. A lot of nonfiction. So basically this is about Mark and Julia, and the author's name's Mark. And basically they have a whirlwind romance, but Julia has an unexpected psychotic break that lands her in the psych ward for nearly a month. And one day she was just vibrant, and the next one her loved ones weren't even safe around her. Eventually she recovered and they had a son, and soon after their son Jonas was born she had another breakdown, and then a third years after that. So it's kind of going in with candor and radiant with compassion and written with dazzling lyricism. My Lovely Wife in the Psych Ward is an exploration of the fragility of the mind and the tenacity of the human spirit. And it's his personal odyssey through the harrowing years of his wife's mental illness, anchored by an abiding devotion to family that will affirm readers' faith in the power of love. So it's another one. It has a really pretty cover too, but this one was on Chapters popular section, and I'd never heard of it before, and it really intrigued me. I've been really getting into reading more memoirs. Then the next book I picked up is A Story of Babar by Jean de Brunhoff. And I really love Babar, the television show, as a kid. I have the DVD with the first few episodes on there that I got at the dollar store, but I really just want to collect the Babar books. Yes, this is an easy book for my TBR, but I want to have the whole Babar collection because that's one children's book that... There's not many children's books I want to collect, personally for myself, not because in the future if I have a kid, I want to collect these books. It's more so for myself, but obviously I wouldn't be you can't read this. But, it's ones that I want to collect personally because I just love the aesthetic, and I love the aesthetic of Babar, and I want to collect them slowly. I'm not in a rush, but when I pick up a bunch of books, I do want to collect one, here and there. Now this haul's going to be a little mixed up because those were the books I got from Chapters. I got a few more from Chapters, but I'm going to go back and forth. So the next book is one I picked up on Amazon, and it's Before Sunrise and Before Sunset. Both screenplays by Richard Linklater, the first one, and Kim Krizan, and the second one's by Richard Linklater, Julie Delpy, and Ethan Hawke. These are the movies I watched, the Before trilogy. These are the first 2 screenplays. The other one isn't in print. But I absolutely adore these movies. They're up there with my favorite films. I cannot stress how much, like, it's tied with Jurassic Park. Like, Jurassic Park's my favorite, like, nostalgia action film, everything. But then that one's, like, my favorite contemporary, and, like, one for, like, how it's shot, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I've already read the script book, both the scripts in this book, and I really enjoyed them. As soon as I finished the films, I did order this. The next 3 books I picked up because I was doing a reread of Bridget Jones. So I picked up the sequel, Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason. Mad About the Boy by Helen Fielding, the 3rd book in the series. And then the 4th book, Bridget Jones' Baby by Helen Fielding. And this one was actually on sale, so I was really excited about that because I got these from Chapters. Most of these books all come from Chapters because I've been finding really good deals on them because I've just been looking around in the deal section and it's been pretty good. Been enjoying that, but I've read already all 3 of these and I really did enjoy them. A book review will be coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks for these books, so keep your eyes peeled for that. My next book is one I picked up when I was going to the theater with my friend Jenny. We went to Chapters first and I picked this one up, and it's called The Weekend Effect by Katrina Onstad. And this book is basically another nonfiction book, and it's basically talking about the life-changing benefits of taking time off and challenging the cult of overwork. So it's kind of looking at weekends and trying to reclaim the weekend and not make it so work heavy. And you guys all know, like, a goal of mine is to relax and be calm. So I thought this book would be very helpful, and it's written in a really, like, nice way where it's not, like, dense with facts, but it's more her kind of looking at something and then experimenting within her own life. And this one doesn't have great reviews on Goodreads, but I really still want to read it. And the other book I picked up from Chapters when I was there with, I was actually there with my best friend. We were going to the gym afterwards, and she needed to pick up a language book, and I decided to pick up a language book, and I picked up the Easy French Reader, a 3-part text for beginning students. And if you guys have been watching my channel, you know I've been back to studying French, and I picked this one up off the shelf, and I was able to read quite a bit of it, just from the French I know. And I decided I want to pick up this because I want to continue challenging myself in reading texts, because my French reading, like, I can't formulate a sentence as well as I can read a sentence. And I want to develop my reading because I feel like if I develop my reading more, it'll help my speaking more. So I really want to pick this up, and I've been going through this every once in a while. I've been trying to do a French lesson a day, so sometimes I don't have the time to go through this, but I've been really enjoying reading it. It's just, like, has pictures, and it gets harder throughout the book. I'm on, I believe, Mark and Julia. Oh no, that's like the first page. Where am I? Let's see. Where am I in this? I am on the first, like, revision. So I finished, like, the last 3 books are books I got from Chapters that I ordered online. The first one is a book we have all been waiting for so I could get on with this haul. And it is My Dad Wrote a Porno, Jamie Morton, James Cooper, Alice Levine, and Rocky Flintstone. And basically this book, if you don't know the podcast, you're probably like, what? But this is a podcast, and this is, like, the podcast is basically about the son, Jamie, and his 2 friends, James and Alice, basically reading his dad's erotic literature, where it's more, like, cringy and funny, and they kind of, like, cringe, but analyze it. And this is basically the first story they read, so each season of the podcast is a new book in the series, and the 4th one is coming out this spring or summer, sometime later this year. So basically it just goes over and annotates parts of the podcast, and or parts of the book, and I absolutely love the podcast. It's my favorite podcast. It honestly makes me laugh so hard, and I really wanted to read this book to make me laugh, and I also really wanted to support the podcast because I don't buy any of the other merch, and obviously I'm listening to it for free, so I want to, like, contribute and support the podcast, because when I can do so by, like, buying a book or something that support a podcast I love to do that. The next book I picked up was The Disaster Artist by Greg Sestero and Tom Bissell. So this is basically the book that talks about the making of the film The Room, and this is basically what the basis is for The Disaster Artist, starring James Franco. And I really wanted to read this. I really wanted to see The Room and The Disaster Artist. I still want to see both films, but I did want to read the book, so I picked that up. And it was also Chapters has, like, a top 40% off, and it was there, and I was like, this is the time to pick it up, Rachel. This is the time. And the last book, I think have I been really even explaining some of these books? I guess a bit. Because I feel like I really went off that. No, I didn't. I've been explaining. I feel like sometimes I'll film a whole book haul and I will not explain because I know in my head what the books are about, but you guys obviously don't necessarily. So, yeah. And then the last book I picked up was Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I'm not 100% sure if I'm pronouncing her name right, but this book has been literally everywhere. I've seen so many people gush about this book and say it's so great. It's really good scores on Goodreads. This author is a beloved author, and I haven't read her first book, and I forget what the name of her first book is. Because, like, I know her first book was a super, super popular. Let me just look to see. Because Everything I Never Told You. I knew that one was very, very popular. And basically this book is kind of confusing to describe, but it's basically about a neighborhood, and they have two kind of families in the neighborhood, and one of them comes in carrying a mysterious past and disregard for the status quo. And when old friends of Richardson's have to adopt a Chinese American baby, a custody battle erupts that dramatically divides the town. So Little Fires Everywhere explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, and the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. So this book just sounds so good, and even people that I watch, because I do watch like a plethora of different YouTubers, like I watch beauty YouTubers, vloggers, booktubers, obviously, people who talk about film. I would like to watch a variety, and even some of the beauty vloggers I've been watching have been recommending this book. And like the fact that it's like transcended just the booktube bubble and has gone out there makes me more excited to read it. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to all these books. I've gone to quite a few of these books, so I'm very happy about that. But I'm just, oh my gosh, like so excited to dive into all these. It's really hard for me to pick one place to start, but I'm excited now that I can like really dive into them, because I've been holding back a bit because I did want to haul them, and I know it's kind of stupid, but I like to haul them so I don't have them all over the place and I forget which ones were, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, definitely let me know if you've read any of these books or you've heard any good things about them, or I guess bad things, but like I want to keep it a positive space. I feel like I'm really bad about limiting. But yeah, especially if you read these books, I definitely want to know what you think, obviously spoiler free. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching per usual, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.